Hello and welcome back. Today we've got another £500 of £2 coins we're going to be hunting through, looking for commemoratives, ones with more than face value, but ideally missing coins from the book. Any of the 4 Commonwealth games will make for amazing finds. We've got 2 Olympics to tick off and King James Bible, our first complete page here, and then we still need a Great Fire of London. That's probably the most achievable coin, right? Maybe the King James Bible as well, but let's get into these bags and see what we find today. Right then, shall we jump into the first bag and see what we're going to get. That's Technology's the standard definitive design used on £2 coins up until 2015. There are some lower minted years, but they're not desirable enough coins that I keep my eyes peeled for them. Unfortunately, bag number 1 is a case of the diddlies, but with plenty of bags still to go, we shall see if we're lucky enough to come across some exciting coins. Not in that bag either, oh dear. I think we did get quite lucky in the previous £2 coin hunt, but the hunts before that were a bit lacking. There's Charles Darwin. It's a smidge over face value, not so enormously so, but becoming a more popular coin, I guess. But we'll carry on and hope that we can achieve something a little bit more exciting. We've got the Army Centenary, no rotation error, edge inscription for king and country, that's all present and correct. And then the Shakespeare's history is the more common of the 3 Shakespeares. The hollow crown is the correct edge inscription. And we'll just carry on. So some of the coins I will check for errors during the hunt, but the majority I will go through once again, once we've pulled out all the commemoratives, and I will see if there are any errors that we might have missed in amongst all these coins. And obviously I'll show you what I found, if anything, because every now and again we do find sort of rotation errors, double die obverses, I checked for edge inscriptions. I've only ever found 1 edge inscription error. Oops, £2 coin. Put my hands around these. Which was a Shakespeare's Tragedies, which had the edge inscription for the Army Centenary, this coin that we found earlier, for king and country. I'm just going to move you back a smidge because I think pressing up against my desk and it's making the camera wobble as I move my arms around hunting through the coins, so a slight adjustment. Oh dear. Well, we found a few coins at least, just not as many as one would like. So let's mix it up. Let's do the edge inscription hunt nice and early. So if you read the edge inscription, you should be able to tell what the coin is because they are unique to the coins. If it says standing on the shoulders of giants, that will be a definitive Technologies. It's an Isaac Newton quote, and I think that's all we're going to get in this bag. So let's just quickly flick through, just in case A, I might have missed something, and B, we could have found an edge inscription error, a commemorative that says standing on the shoulders of giants. Wouldn't that have been cool? Let's try again. What have we got? What have we got? Shoulders, shoulders, standing, shoulders, giants, standing, shoulders of giants, shoulders, shoulders, isn't it? Double diddlies. Rubbish. Okay. We can't get triple diddlies, can we? That would be disastrous. Okay, giants, shoulders, 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 giants, shoulders, standing, giants, standing, standing. Ooh. Look at that. Little blobby bits in the Queen's hair caused by cracks to the dies. Cracks to the die, which is what strikes the blank and turns it into coin. These are so minor, they're sort of within tolerances, so not going to add a huge amount of value to the coin, unfortunately. But I might keep that one because I've not seen the sort of die chips and the little blobs appearing in that sort of area before. As I said, not going to add tremendous amount of value to it, but an intriguing little oddity that I'll add to my oddity box. Right, we've got giant standing, shoulders, shoulders, shoulders. Oh dear. Is that 5 in a row? It's a bit of a stretch to class the slight error. I wouldn't even like calling that kind of coin an error, because you say error and you think really valuable, like the mule error or something else, or it's more of an irregularity, an anomaly. Right, this is the last chance saloon for the edge inscriptions. We have got something there. What does that say? Something will turn up with Charles Dickens. There we go. Very nice, but just worth face value, unfortunately. And I think that's all we're going to get. Out of all those bags, one Charles Dickens reared his head. Not ideal, but oh well. Let's continue. Oh, I'm chucking one already. That's right, it's just technologies, nothing special. Deary deary dear. Right, let's go again. I have faith. Somewhat. I'm sure we'll find something exciting. Almost looks like a fake, but I think it's just worn in circulation and reacted to something. Active union, no rotation error. That's as it should be. I know there are people who have found rotation error versions of that. I found a few rotation errors, mainly the definitive technologies, not so much on the commemoratives. I found a few commemoratives where it is the slightest little rotation error, which is caused by the whoops, crossbearing wallop over there. Two dies, the heads and tails not being absolutely perfectly aligned. The more drastic, the more exciting, because of course, let's just take a random coin and we rotate it 180 degrees that way. That's the way the queen should be faced. So the more dramatic the rotation error, the more exciting it is. Oh, there we go. Abolition of the slave trade there. Very nice. But I found a couple of commemoratives where it is the slightest little, teeniest little turn. And a couple of which I probably wouldn't have spotted had I not had others of the same design to compare to. But yeah, they're not as exciting as a proper significant rotation error. But of course, I will check through all these coins, as I said, at the end of the video to see if any of these have got an exciting enough error to show you. But it doesn't happen in every video, but maybe 1 in 3 or 4, maybe even 5, we tend to find something. That's quite nice. Shakespeare's comedies, the rarest of the 3 Shakespeares. All the World's a Stage. Lovely stuff. And another Charles Dickens there. No Brunels yet. We had in the last book I can't really say completed, because we finished off without a Commonwealth Games Northern Ireland, but the last book that we attempted, we had the Charles versus Charles counter. Of course, Charles Dickens won by a landslide, but in this book we've got Brunel versus Brunel, the achievements versus the portraits, just to see which one we find the most of, and it's quite a close race so far. I appreciate it's early days, considering the last book we kept going for a year before admitting defeat. So it'd be interesting to see in a year's time whether the race is as close as it currently is. But no Brunels today, so far. Oh dear, we're not finding much at all today. Okay, well, penultimate bag. Never know, we've been saved by the last bag before. Let's just cross our fingers and our toes and our arms and our legs. Maybe not our eyes, because it's make it hard to see the coins. And hope that the final bag for today's hunt produces something spectacular. Anyway, as usual, down in the description of this video you'll find a link across to my coin collecting Discord server if you'd like to join me and other coin collectors over on that. We've got Steam Locomotive there, not the most exciting coin, but we haven't had it today, so it adds a bit of much needed variety to the hunt. There's also links in the description to my other social media channels, the PO box address if you'd like to write into me, and of course a link to the Britannia Coin Company's YouTube channel. That's the company I work for as my day job, so please do check them out too. Now I'm just going to whisk through all these coins and see if I've missed any exciting errors. Well, unfortunately no exciting error coins to add to our roster of finds. In terms of star finds then, dear, little bit lacking. Nothing new for the book, and I'm going to pick my ever so slight anomaly coin as my favourite find for today's hunt. But as ever, let me know in the comments what you'd pick as your star find. It's always interesting knowing what coins you guys are liking and what you've been finding as well. If you had an exciting find, then do share with the group. Anyway, all that leaves me to do now is thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you next time for more coins. Bye.